Hi guys, hope you're doing well. My name's Lucy and I'm the creator behind Lulu's Crochet and More down in Devon. If you are a new subscriber, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Sorry if I look a little bit away with it. I'm in a lot of pain. My tendonitis is playing up really badly and I've had work all morning and I've taken some pain relief and now I'm a bit away. But I thought I'd finally come on and let you guys know the results of my second most recent craft fair. So this was a primary school event and the table was free. It was supposed to be a 2-hour event, so it was supposed to be 5 to 7, but we ended up running until 7:30. And we literally only broke down because we were basically asked to go away. Very, 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 very politely. More than, oh, are you done? Like, well, no, but okay, if you're making me go, I will go. It was brilliant. It was really, really good. Very well run. I did this one last Christmas and it was really good then as well. This was outside. It was a beautiful day. There was lots of things going on. There was a bouncy castle, barbecue, a little mini bar, face painting. I'm trying to remember. Did I say DJ? Lots of things going on. Lots of things for kids to do. And there were only 2 sellers. So there was me and one other lady who was a mum at the school. I had my ego boosted because I was asked to go. After the Christmas fair, they asked if I could come back. So I was like, yeah, of course, absolutely. So this is in no particular order. I've just gone through my square and written down to the best of my ability. If you can see my writing right now, I'm not sure if I'm going to actually be able to read any of this. But I've written down what sold and how many, and my total at the end. There were a couple of miscellaneous sales, which I will get into. So the total may not reflect what I say because I had to pop some things in as... what do you call it when you just put like miscellaneous, I suppose, just putting in the actual amount rather than, that's not going to stay, rather than the actual item. So yeah, I'm just going to tell you what sold and how many, and how much I priced that item for. So I sold 25 bracelets, so I sell those £3 each or 2 for £5. I can't tell you the breakdown of what was what, but yeah, so sold that. 20 axolotls, 1 bird chick, 2 chubby bunnies, 5 small mystery boxes, 4, I'm not telling you prices, let's start that again. Axolotls, 20, I sold them for £5. A bird chick, I sold one of those for £4. 2 chubby bunnies for £10 each, 5 small mystery boxes for £6, 4 octopus for £15, 1 triceratops for £5, 7 baby turtles for £4, 3 large mystery boxes for £12, 4 sets of sticker sheets, they are £2 each or 2 for £3, 3 stingrays for £6, 4 squid for £5, 2 pens and they're £2.50 each or 2 for £4, 6 pairs of earrings, £3 each or 2 for £5, 5 chicken nuggets for £4, 3 pickles for £4, 2 long neck dinosaurs for £15, 1 bird pigeon for £4, 3 fried eggs for £5, 4 capybaras for £5, 1 popping chick for £5, 1 popping mushroom for £5, 3 ducks in hats for £4, 3 booty turtles for £8, 1 medium-sized cat for 2 medium-sized cats for £8, 1 big bee for £12. I don't sell many of them, so that was quite exciting. 1 jewellery mystery box for £6, 6 small cats for £5 each, 2 chubby dinos for £12, 3 leggy froggies for £5, 1 sitting bee for £6, 2 Dumbo Octo for £5, 1 mermaid for £15, 2 T-Rex for £8, 1 whale for £5. Again, very exciting because I don't sell a lot of those. one medium-sized bee for £8, one guinea pig for £8, one onigiri, which was new, for £5, one marshmallow for £6, one turtle for £8, and one pea pod for £10. Oh, I've got hot. So that was a grand total of £795.50, and I still can't quite believe it. I still think I must have put something in wrong. But there were a couple of backs and forths with a couple of children who bought some items, and they kept coming back and they kept doing trades. So it all got a bit complicated because they were buying something that was a lower priced item, going off with it, and then coming back about 2 minutes later and being like, actually, I've changed my mind. I don't want this. I want the higher priced item. So I was refunding that to my square and then adding the extra amount that they needed to pay on for whatever it was that they were buying. So these numbers aren't correct, and I know they're not correct. I think my axolotl and my birds are out, but I couldn't tell you because they kept at it to the point where I had to be like, that's enough. I'm sorry. I don't want to be that person. But no, you've traded this one thing in like 7 times now. That's enough. I also nearly had a theft. I don't think it was intentional. I think she was just really enjoying the plushie, but this little girl picked up one of my chubby dinos and I'd just restocked them. So I only took 4, so I knew how many I had. With the bigger items, I tend to always know how many I have because I don't make many of them. And I knew I had 4, and I knew I'd sold 1, so I'd put a second one up, and my daughter hadn't seen me put that second one up. So I said to her, that little girl with that dinosaur, did you sell that to her? And she went, no, that's the one you sold to her. And I went, no, I've only sold 1, and that's a second one. And she's like, no, because you still got one up, and she hadn't seen me put that second one up. And between us, we figured out that that was one of the new ones that I'd put up. And she wasn't doing anything nasty. She wasn't trying to hide it or anything. She was just stood there and she was just loving on it. But at a distance from my stall. So it wasn't like she was stood right there, right next to it. She was, she'd taken a couple of steps back with it. Again, I don't think it was intentional. I think she was just really enjoying the plushie. But I'm pretty sure her mum ended up buying it for her. I know I ended up selling it. Whether it was to her or another kid, I can't remember because it was so busy. But it did end up being sold because she did put it back on the shelf. So there wasn't, it wasn't a big deal. It was just that's the first time it's happened to me. That's the first time I was like, oh, wait a minute. Excuse me, sort of thing. So like I said, it was absolutely fine. The other thing that happened was I made a bit of a mistake. So this parent bought 2 bunnies for his daughters. He bought a chubby bunny and he bought one of my normal bunnies, the ones that tend to be really good for baby showers. And they'd left and he came back and it was towards the end. And again, we'd suddenly had a bit of an influx of people. And he was like, oh, can I exchange this? So exchange the baby shower bunny, as I call it, for a chubby bunny. And I was like, yeah, that's absolutely fine. Refunded it through Square, not realising that that was actually like a proper refund, and then gave him the difference in cash. So he actually walked away with a free plushie and made £5 off of it. So stupid me. So actually, I think my actual total take home was about £775.50, but I'm not worried about it. I've got really warm. I was really cold earlier, and now I'm in the conservatory, and it turns into a bit of a sauna in here. Ow! And now my left wrist is playing up because I've overcompensated for my right wrist today. I'm a bit grouchy, I'm really sorry. This isn't going to be my best video, and I'm very sorry. There probably won't be any editing either because ow. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so he ended up making money off of me. But like I said, it's not the end of the world. It's going to happen at some point, and it was about the same price difference if that kid had walked off with that plushie. So, in the grand schemes of things, I had a free table. Let's just say that mistake of mine was the price of my table. The other thing I had was somebody, bless them, they'd bought a fried egg for their kid, and they'd gone to the park after the event. Did I put a fried egg down on here? Yes, I did. Yeah, they'd gone to the park after the event, and their kid had accidentally left it there, and they'd gone back and someone had walked off with it. So she ordered another one through my Instagram account. That's gone off to her. That's all sorted. So I actually made an extra £5 that I didn't write down on here because it was a online order. I need to put that on here at some point, but I'll do that in a minute when my wrist lets me. So yeah, so it was a very, very successful event. I'm already down to do their Christmas one. In fact, I think I'm preliminarily down for events for the rest of the time that my colleague is at the school, which I think we worked out is 5 because her eldest has moved on and it's only her youngest that's there now. So she's like head of the PTA, I think. So as long as she's there, I have a place at the Christmas and summer fair. And the kids that were back and forth asked if I was going to be there at Christmas. So they're already planning their next spends. Yeah, so I think looking at it, the most successful crocheted item was my baby axolotls. I purposefully stocked up on those because I thought they would be. Surprisingly, I only sold 6 pairs of earrings. Normally it is earrings, then axolotls or baby turtles, and this time it happened to be bracelets. So yeah, bracelets I sold 25 of. They were really, really popular. Isabella deals with the jewelry side of and mystery boxes now, so she's taking over making the earrings, so we're transitioning from mine to hers, but she keeps putting hers out first and then being like, I've run out. It's like, well, yeah, because you keep putting yours out first. Put mine out first, take the money from those, and then put it back in. But anyway, she hasn't quite got her business head around it. I haven't got my business head around it, to be fair, so I don't know why I'm expecting her to. But yeah, so she deals with that. So she was really, really busy. And there was lots and lots of interest in the mystery boxes. And I was actually quite surprised by how many we sold. So we sold 9, which is great. I'm really pleased with that. And I wasn't expecting as many of the large ones to go as they did. We sold 3 of those. I would have been happy with 1. So that was brilliant. I sold out of the chubby bunnies. I sold out of the squids. I sold out of the fried eggs. I sold out of the marshmallows, and I sold out of the pea pods, taking into account, because I hate it when people do this, and they're like, I sold out of everything. I did only have 2 chubby bunnies left. I only had 3 fried eggs left. I only had 4 squid. They were new, so I was trying them out. I only had 1 marshmallow and I only had 1 pea pod left. So me saying I sold out, it wasn't like I sold a million, which would have been amazing because I didn't have that. And I actually think if I'd had more squid, I would have sold more of them. The others, I don't think so. The fried eggs are very hit or miss, and the bigger items don't normally go. So for me to sell 2 chubby bunnies on the same day when I've had them for the last 4 or 5 craft fairs and not sold a single one, amazing. I'm not going to rush to make them again. The marshmallow, I was quite pleased that I've sold out of those now because I want to remake them in the Yarn Smith chenille. So that's great. That gives me a bit of time to play around with that before I have, well, I've got an event on Sunday actually, but it gives me a bit of time. Pea pods, tricky. I sold 1 at this one and I sold 1 at the event before. So technically they have a 50-50% chance of selling, but they are a pain. The peas themselves take no time at all. It's the actual pod, and it's using Flutterby, which I really struggle with now, which is so annoying because it's one of my favourite yarns. I love it. I love the colour range. I love how it feels. I love how it works up. I've learned how to do a magic circle with it. I've learned how to sew with it. And I now feel like I can't use it. It's really irritating. But anyway, yeah, not stingrays. Actually, no, let's talk about stingrays. I took 4 and I sold 3. I'm very pleased with that. They were relatively new. I'm looking back, I don't think I'd taken, no. I took them to the Meavy Oak Fair for the first time. So yeah, they were a new item. So I made 6 originally. I was trying to work this out actually, because I was like, how did I sell 3 and have 1 colour left when I only make them in 3 colours? That will be why, because I made 2 of each colour, which I then went on and did again and didn't sell any of it, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, the squids, took 4, sold all 4. They are a really good bargaining chip when you have a child that wants an octopus, but the parent doesn't want to spend the price of an octopus. So I had lots of little people come up with their parent, or adult, I should say, and go, I want that. And their adult go, absolutely not. So my response was, if it's the tentacles that you like, have a look at the squids. And that's how I made all 4 sales. All 4 of them went to kids that wanted an octopus originally, but whose parent, understandably, didn't want to fork out £15 when they're paying for a bouncy castle ride, they're paying for face paint, they're paying for games, you know, they're paying for food, drinks. I get it. I totally get it. I always take my bigger items, but I focus on the small items because I know those are the ones that the parents are going to let the child buy. So yeah, sold 4 of those, and I do think if I'd had more, I'd have sold more. On the octopus though, I sold 4. I took 12 or 14. Sorry, hamster's just woken up. I probably disturbed her with all my yapping. She's woken up for a little snack. 3 of them to one family. So that was £35 that they spent. And she was the most amazing parent. She came up, she had 3 children, and she literally said to each child, what do you want? 2 of them immediately picked up octopus. She was like, that's absolutely fine. And then she was like, do you want something else? There's me like, so she bought 2 sets of sticker sheets. So she initially bought 2 octopus and 2 sets of sticker sheet for her, I want to say her eldest and her youngest. I could be completely wrong. And then the middle child wasn't sure what they wanted. So she held up another octopus and was like, would you like one too? And me and Isabella were just looking at each other like, this is great. I mean, we don't get much of that. It's usually, no, that's too expensive. No, you don't want that. You want the tiny thing. But yeah, she's holding this octopus up and this kid is like, oh, yeah, okay. So yeah, she bought 3 octopus and 2 sticker sets. And I want to say she bought something else as well. Maybe a pair of earrings. I can't remember. She's having a right old snickety snack. Like I say, she is, I don't know if I tell, well, I do speak about her. But I'm talking about the hamster now. She is a ghost hamster. Sorry, my son's just, I'm just calling him in. Truffle's up. Yeah, she's a, huh? You saw her butt. Yeah, she's a ghost hamster. So we don't see a lot of her, and we only know that she's about if we check her food. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry. Yeah, we only know that she's about because we check her food bowl and we check her water level. We don't really see a lot of her. She doesn't like to come out. She's very, very different to our previous hamster, who was all about running around, exploring, shredding things, turning herself into a walking dust bunny by climbing underneath the sofa. Whereas Truffle doesn't want to know. She's not aggressive. She's a really, really sweet temperament. She is wonderful. But she is more than happy to be in her own environment. She loves her house. She loves to burrow. We put lots of enrichment in there, so she's always got something to do. And she's more than happy in there. She just doesn't want to come out. I've not seen her trying to like escape ever. She's just more than happy where she is. So we leave her be and we make sure that she has everything she needs. So she has lots of sprays. So she particularly likes millet, from what I can gather. She's not overly keen on oat. She will eat it if she's run out of everything else. But yeah, she is quite a fan of millet. And she loves the, I can't remember what they're called, but they look like little toothbrushes and they're for dogs and they're a toy, not a toy, a chew. And they do like 4 different colours. And she loves those. So I bought her some from Etsy that are shaped like little crocodiles. I don't know why. I thought they were cute. I can't remember what they're called, but she loves them. Loves them. Any sort of chew toy, she is all over. Anyway, enough about the hamster. I think we have spoken about everything to do with the primary school event. Booty turtles was the other thing I was going to mention. I sold 3, and I'm pretty sure they were to 3 friends because by the third the third sale, the dad came over, was like, I've been told I have to buy this because everybody else has one. I was like, okay. So I had a very busy week last week stocking up because I had an event on Saturday just gone, which I will talk about in another video. It was okay. I've just been spoiled by my last two. But yeah, I had a very busy week last week making lots and lots, which I think has probably started this off. And then I was helping Jake, because he is leaving primary school, to do his My Life at My School book, which meant I was cutting out a lot of photos, because I just print them out on sticker paper at home rather than paying someone else to do it. And that's what's done it. That has definitely been what's done it. And lifting tables over the weekend, because Isabella has sprained her wrist, as I said before, so I won't let her do it. She carried one table on Saturday and she is not one to show pain, and she made a face. So I was like, that's it, you're not lifting anything else. So I've overdone it, but I'd rather it was me than her. So there we go. Yeah, so I have an event on Sunday, which is advertised as a family fun day, about 25 minutes away from me, so not far. And they're going to be doing, again, a bouncy castle. I'm pretty sure they're doing face paint. I'm pretty sure they're doing a barbecue, car boot sale. I want to say DJ. It's supposed to be really good. And that is, I want to say 10 till 3. So that should be a good day. Iz and I are going to go over. She started coming with me to all of the events because she gets paid. So we're going to go over, obviously set up and everything. And then Chris is going to bring Jake over later because it's a family fun day, with a friend and his daughters. So it should be a good day. It should be fun, hopefully. We'll see if we actually, make anything off of it. I did their Christmas fair. It wasn't great, but it also wasn't the worst event that I'd ever been to. And we won a hamper. So that kind of made up for everything else. That made up for the price of the table. Actually, we didn't have to pay for that. That was free. But we spent the money, we had to pay a deposit, and we spent the deposit on raffle tickets and won a hamper. Anyway, I'm rambling now. Yeah, so let me know what you guys have been working on. Let me know if you've got any events coming up. What were you surprised by what sold? I was surprised by the octopi. I'm not going to lie. I didn't expect to sell 4. I would have been happy with 1. I was surprised by how few popping things sold, because last year they were bestsellers. So I'm going to hold off making them because, again, they're in Flutterby and they hurt to make. And I'm bored of them, to be honest. I'm sick and tired of them. Also, my T-Rexes, once they sell out, I'm going to start making them in a thicker yarn and charging more for them. I'm probably going to switch to chenille by Yarnsmiths for those and see how they go, because they will be a bigger toy. Because I have found, because I was surprised, but I have found that my long necks, which are a different pattern to the original pattern, so obviously had to be retested. I mean, they would have had to be retested anyway because of a different yarn, but they have actually sold quite well. To sell 2 at one event, I was quite pleased. Quite pleased. I only took 3. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm going. I hope you all have a really, really good week, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.